question everything.
Man, because you can't reach it. He can't reach a conclusion by himself.
Hey, now.
He needs all the help he can get.
Hey, now. This episode is not about short jokes. Stop it.
Did I say anything about being short?
No, he just said you couldn't reach conclusions.
Yeah, because I'm short.
You're grasping for straws right now.
Guys are dicks.
He's lost in the grass.
Stop laughing.
I can't help it. The grass tickles my balls when I run.
I'm clipping that part.
Welcome to This Week in MTG with your hosts, Matt Olson, JB, and Danny Oakstad.
Hello and welcome, Magic folk, to episode number 88 of This Week in MTG, your aggregate news source for all things Magic the Gathering. We're your hosts. I'm Matt. That's Danny.
What's up?
There we got JB.
Yay.
You can finally reach Mike.
I have not prompted him to do that at all.
Why do I do this again?
I don't know, you say it every week.
You have,
Showing
Yeah, I
back.
still show up.
you have nothing better to do.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We're the only rides that'll allow you in because you're just tall enough. for
No,
this.
he doesn't reach it. We just let him in.
We're the cool carnies.
Yep. We're the carnies that don't give a shit.
We're the carnies that are the liability. And then JB's
We're
the poor kid that
We're
just
the
ran away
reason
with
our
us.
job has insurance.
Fun fact about carnies. Carnies came to Monoman one time, and I made friends with one of them, and he brought me back to their trailer,
Oh
and he had
my
a
God.
had a PlayStation 1.
Oh my God.
I played Digimon World 3 on his
Oh
PlayStation
my God.
1.
Matt.
Almost got raped.
I'm pretty sure he did. He just doesn't want to admit it.
There's something about like repressed memories.
First stage is always denial, Matt. It's okay. It's not just a river in Egypt. Another fun fact about carnies. They have an average of 3.2 teeth.
And the IQ of 2.
To our carny audience, we love you.
Yes, thank you for taking a young child back to your trailer to play video games.
He wasn't an old person. The guy was like 15.
And he was 7.
I was like 9.
That's even worse, Matt.
Yeah, the kid was 15.
That's even worse. They were using the kid to lure in other kids
Well, nothing
That's-
bad
this-
happened.
this
I'm
usually
here.
that you know of. You probably blacked out. They probably roofied your ass.
Oh shit!
They give you LSD thinking you're playing Digimon, but you really weren't playing Digimon.
Right?
Is this like an intervention, a life realization? This is not This Week in Therapy. Let's continue this.
found a digi-egg.
What are you doing, step ladder? Stop! No, wait! Don't encourage this. Okay. So we have a podcast for y'all.
Do we?
Me too.
Only if your butt hurt in the morning. Did it?
Let's hear an ad from sponsor. That's a bad transition. J-Dubs, I'm so sorry, Josh.
You probably watch. This will be the one episode he
Oh my
chooses to
God.
listen to, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Yeah, he's
This is
like,
a train
sorry.
wreck."
Pulling the plug on this now. You're talking about carnies and all this stuff, and my name's affiliated with it? Nah. Good luck. Find somebody else. But here is an ad from J-Dubs now.
Thank you for listening to This Week in MTG. If you would like to show support for us, you can check out our amazing sponsor, J-Dubs Sports Cards and Gaming, located in the Westacre Malls in Fargo, North Dakota. They are your one-stop shop for all your Magic purchases. They are always stocked up with Ultra Pro and Dragon Shield sleeves and playmats, Commander Precon decks, plus they have an abundance of booster boxes ranging from Amonkhet to Zendikar. J-Dubs also buys and sells Magic singles at competitive prices. Their display case and binders are full of format staples, hidden gems, and other cards for you to bling out all your decks with. With those cards you just bought or traded for, you can make a Modern or Legacy deck so you can play in the Weekend Discord League. Entrance is $10 and games are played over Spell Table. Links are in the show notes. When you reach out, make sure to let them know the guys over at This Week at MTG sent you. Now let's get back to the episode.
And thank you, J-Dubs, for supporting us.
I was play drums.
You're gonna fucking skewer it or some shit.
Hey, Danny, you want to give the Patreon pitch? Thank
Nope.
you.
Nope.
Too bad. You
Nope.
lost your fingers.
Nope.
Come on, JB.
We have witnesses.
I'm too short. I can't reach my nose.
Well,
That
if we're
sounds like
gonna
a
be,
personal problem.
if we're gonna be going off of that kind of mentality, then we're like the older kids that force you to do the thing because you're
Nope.
short.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. I am not climbing in this particular locker, sir.
Tell us about the Patreon.
That's fine. We'll just throw you in it.
No.
What kind of rewards can people expect?
Cool stuff.
Like what?
Like cool stuff.
Like what?
Like cards
Oh,
and more cards. And that's all we got so far. So if you like cool stuff and cards, give us your money.
wow.
That's my Patreon pitch.
Matt, it sounds like you need to take this pitch over.
How about we try?
Matt just needs to pre-record this too.
Let's give you a shot here, Danny. Let's see if you can do it.
Oh,
No, I'll do it after you.
no.
Let's see if you can.
And then
give
we'll see
your-
who else
What
is the
he
best.
said.
give your
No,
good old-
it's got to be original.
give your good old college try here.
My college try took 5 years for a 2-year degree. It's going to take a while.
I mean,
I didn't even get a degree. That's why mine sucked.
yours can be just a little better.
Nah. I need paper. I need to see it. I can't think off the top of my head. Words are hard for me, bro. Words are hard.
Oh, never mind. It's not typed up in the notes. I thought
No,
it was
it's
in the show
not.
notes.
It's not.
See, that's why I couldn't do it either.
What, you guys just can't ad lib,
Nope.
No,
free form?
I'm
Nope.
mentally handicapped. I cannot.
I can't ad lib because I didn't drop LSD with Carnies and play Digimon World.
So,
Play.
Right.
World.
if you made it this
Why
far
is this controller hairy?
in listening to the podcast,
The
have a-
joystick's all sticky.
we have a Patreon where you can. I guess if you find our
I
content,
can't push the X button.
if you find our content good enough, you can send us money. Don't worry, it's not going to be going to JB and his whatever needs.
No, push the circle button.
We have a $3 tier where it gets you put in for a drawing once a month for a booster pack. The $10 tier, you get an EDH. You get put into a drawing for an EDH staple of valued of $15 to $20. We haven't picked out the card yet or the booster pack. We'll let you know next week what those are gonna be. But yeah, check that out if you really think our content's worth it. Right now, after this whole thing, like we've been a couple minutes in.
Couple.
Yeah, a couple minutes in. Don't know why.
Don't know why I swallowed the fly.
Among other things.
Okay, so let's give you that breakdown how this episode is going to go off. JB actually did his homework this week, and
Yay!
he set up the Boggle Desk. So this is going to be a fun experience, because I didn't even look at the Boggle Desk because of that.
Gonna be a train wreck.
Isn't it already?
Oh, it always is.
Then after that, Danny's going to give us a blogatog.
Maybe.
We got a few quickies before we get into the real bulk of this episode, which involves...
No details.
Yeah,
I mean, flavorfully, yes.
because
It
we ain't
involves
got shit.
It involves no details. But there's league information, pro play information, and big box stores not selling cards anymore.
Good.
And depending on how long that conversation goes, we'll go from the finance section to Deck of the Week, and then y'all can go home after that.
Yay, I get to go home and sleep.
No, you get to watch this Dave Chappelle video.
No, I'm going to go home and play Valheim.
You said you were going to go home and sleep.
Yeah.
You fucking
You
sack
son
of
of a
shit.
bitch.
I lie all the time.
Did you actually see the blue waffle then?
No.
Okay.
And
Shit.
you didn't have to show me that either.
JB, take us away with the Boggle Desk.
Hold on.
He can't operate the links he's put in.
No, my kid took a flying leap off the spinning desk chair, so
You're watching that video?
no.
I was supposed to say,
I
you
was
didn't
just-
show
I
it
was
to
just
us?
checking to make sure
Are you going to need
everybody
to leave?
was okay. No. She's like, yeah, no, she just spooked a little bit. She went right back to the chair. Like, Jesus Christ.
She's going to do it until she cracks her head open.
Right?
Links are too tall for him.
Okay, so, Matt, did you look this morning at all to see if there was any standings for
Yes.
the MPL weekend?
MPL weekend had some hiccups and stuff, but they were able to play.
Among other things.
Because I found the deck list, but I couldn't find standings. So that's why I didn't know if they had posted them already yet or not. I haven't had a chance to look today.
Double checking magic.gg here. I do know that there are two people that got into the worlds from this.
So you've been over here for almost 2 hours now.
Yep.
You could have looked.
Andre,
I could have,
yeah, we got it right here.
but I didn't.
Andre Sturinsky and Paulo Vito Damaderosa.
Got the world invite?
Yep.
Boom. You heard it here, folks.
Congratulations.
You heard it here first on Dateline.
Don't
Too
do that.
bad we got that from mtg.gg.
Shh. Don't reveal our sources, sir.
It's public
No, it's not. But it's not. It's our secrets. Just because Wade's in the chat doesn't mean you got to ASMR everything.
What I do?
Now you got to do the blog talk in it.
We're done with this. Let's keep going.
Are we? Are we really?
What, you get off topic with videos and I can't do anything?
You make a mouth clicking noises. Let's go.
That was him, not me.
Oh, damn it, JB. Get back. Focus. Boggle desk.
Okay, so we went through the MPL important stuff anyway. Whoop-de-doo. So Inside Esports had another standard open 5K. This one was number 3. First place, we had a mono white aggro. Second place was mono green mid range. Third place was another mono white aggro. Fourth place was a 4-color whatever the hell.
Jank deck.
Click on it, Matt. I don't want to click on
He
it.
did.
It's cycling.
Is it?
Yeah.
4-color cycling?
No, they only call it 4-color because, it has memory leak, which is the black spell, but they're only cycling it. They're never casting it. Oh, no, they actually could. They do have a Savannah Triome.
Wow, what the
And
hell?
a Clearwater Pathway. So they can cast a memory leak. They got no other black spells in the deck at all. What's the... Yeah, otherwise it's Jeskai cycling.
Which brings us into 5th place with Jeskai cycling. 6th place is blue-black random shenanigans with
Blue
Shark Typhoon.
Demir Control. With, Lockmare Serpent being in here, which is kind of surprising.
Right, I haven't seen that card in a while.
Right? It's good graveyard hate because its third ability is exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard. And then you can return Lockmare Serpent from your graveyard to your hand. Activates only when you could cast a sorcery. So it's a 7/7 that exiles cards from your opponent's graveyard, which is good because it nugs out Croxas and what's the other standard boogeyman? I'm drawing a blank right now just thinking about it. Clerics aren't that big of a thing to be worrying about having to pick things from graveyards.
To take out Dragon's Approaches.
But Dragon's Approaches, is that just more of like a meme thing, JB?
I mean, it is, but it's kind of stupid.
Oh, so you've...
I've played against it. It's fucking stupid.
Okay, well, what about 7th place?
7th place was Sultai Control. And then 8th place, we had Mono Red Aggro.
I'm looking at the Sultai control deck. There's 2 Polukranos Unchained in the deck. And
yeah, that one's a kind of a pain in the ass, too.
Yeah, that's a good Lockmare Serpent target.
Yep.
So maybe the primary reason for having Lock. But I mean, a 7/7 Flash is still not a bad thing, I'd say.
Right.
I mean, did well enough to get them into 6th place.
All right, so now on to our MTGO events. We had quite a bit of Modern going on. We had a Modern Challenge that went on. First place, we had Jund Death Shadow. Second place was another Jund Death Shadow. Third place, we had a Living End deck, huh? Looks like it. Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now.
5-color Living End.
Yeah.
Yep.
Living End. All this big cycling creatures.
All right.
Then it has the Cascade 3-drops, Violent Outburst, Ardent Plea, so that way you can cycle into your Living End, because that's the only thing that's 2 CMC or less. Then you get all your big cyclers back. That's cycle for 1.
Yep. And then 4th place, we had a Blue-Red Through the Breach. And let me tell you what I hate playing against that deck.
Kind of surprised about that.
Right? Yeah, it's like I'm surprised at that. When it just said Blue-Red and I was clicking on it, I'm like, oh, now watch, this is probably just like Prowess or something, whatever. And they're like, oh, nope, it's Through the Breach.
They got 4 Valakut's Awakening. Red 2, instant, put any number of cards from your hand at the bottom of your library, draw that many cards, +1, and then it's the MDFC for it's a land that enters tapped and taps for a red.
All right. And then 5th place, you hate to see it, Eldrazi Tron. 6th place is Amulet Titan. 7th place is Boros Burn. And 8th place, we have
Yawgmoth.
Yes.
Is there anything new in this? Scrolling through here.
Probably not.
Not really.
Was Hapatra a thing of the deck in the OG deck that Burchett was running?
Maybe.
But yeah, nothing new. Definitely no Strixhaven stuff I've noticed. The first 2 Jund decks are... The first one is Luris, is a Luris deck. The second one, I'm going to guess, is a Luris deck here as well. Yep, a Luris deck. And there is no new cards from Strixhaven. Or Keldheim, at that matter.
So then next up we had Modern Championship. we had first place was Is It Blitz. Second place, Making Waves in Moderns, Demir Inverter. Third place, Luris Deck. Looks like it's just the Cascade and Tybalt crap, whatever the hell you want to call that one.
Grixis Control.
No, not.
It's
got more green than anything.
Oh, it's the new version of Brink to Light. They're just
Yeah,
they're forgetting. They're not forgetting. They're not using
Niv.
Niv.
Yep.
They just got the Bring to Light package in here, so that way you can get the Valky still.
Right.
Man, it's ridiculous to think that Valky is like super powerful. No, this is not Omnath Bring to Light. There is no Omnath in this list here.
Nope.
Not even in the sideboard.
Nope. Okay, so then fourth place we had Gruul Midrange. Fifth place is Esper Control. Sixth place we have a Primetime. It's a Gruul Primetime list. So it's just your standard Titan Valakut, good shit, punch you in the face.
Very good.
Okay, so seventh place we have a Luris Companion, Jund Death Shadow. I don't know why they couldn't have just labeled it as Jund Death Shadow.
Because it had a Luris.
And then eighth, the other ones did, and they were labeled.
Yeah.
And then eighth place, looks like we got another Through the Breach. This one, I think, last one didn't have Ren in 6, though, did it?
No, it did not.
Yeah, this one's got Ren in 6 and Veil of Summer, and, Weather the Storm. Finally, somebody else is playing this card besides me.
In the side,
yes.
Mind you, in the side.
Yes, well, I mean, that's where I have it in the side, too. But yeah, like, I'm surprised that somebody else has finally picked it up, too.
People are, I don't know, it seems like a meta-call kind of deck to be having Through the Breach, right? Like, what?
Maybe. I don't know. Caleb plays it a lot.
It's been a while since we've seen it in top 8s.
Right. Okay, so then next up we had a Modern Prelim. 4-0'd was Greentron. And then we had a bunch of 3-1s with Boros Burn, Eldrazi Tron, Scape Shift, Jund Death Shadow, another Boros Burn, another Greentron, and then whatever the hell this is, minus blue. Oh, it's just another Death Shadow deck. Why are they throwing white? Oh, because of the sideboard. No, the sideboard. Look at the sideboard. You got Vanishing Verse and Kai's Guile.
Yeah. Ooh, that's exciting to see. Vanishing Verse, new card from Strixhaven, making the side. White black instant, exile target monocolored permanent. You know, nugs your Skyclave Apparitions, nugs your Death Shadows, Tarmogoyfs, Snappies. You can hit a Primetime off of that.
Mm-hmm. All good stuff. So that'll do it for our past events here. Upcoming events, we got just a couple MTGO events. We have a Modern Showcase qualifier on the 22nd, and on the 23rd, there's a Pioneer Showcase qualifier.
You want to tell us about how you're doing in the...
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay, then.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
It'll be coming in the salt section.
Dick stopped.
We're thinking of it.
Yep. We're not going to talk about Danny.
The JB Salt
How
Lick.
How about see if we have any BNRs?
Nope, we no BNRs. Thankfully, even though I don't know what would be banned.
Everything.
We got Wade saying, "Don't worry, JB. I'm sucking in the Mana Traders this month too."
Good. Thank God I'm not the only one floundering.
Anyway, this week's blog talk comes from Klee Guy. So with these blog talks, a lot of them have recently just been, hey, what about this card ability or this card ability or this card? Well, I'm just gonna do this. So like I said, Klee Guy, yeah. So what's the main obstacle for the more flipped walkers? I know a while ago, like Mark or Wati, like, yeah, we're gonna stop doing the flip cards because the process is so hard.
And then they came out with MDFCs,
right?
Dicks.
So Mark replied back, we're not against doing more Planeswalker. My guess is MDFCs. He'd right.
No, TDFCs. They're the transforming ones because they have to have a condition met to transform over. It's like the werewolves.
Yeah.
What about Rowan and Will? Those are
those are modal double face.
Yeah, those are modals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can choose either side.
I suppose the
So,
flip
like,
walkers. Yeah, never mind. Yep.
Out of Origins.
Yep. Anyway, so going back of that, so we're not against doing more Planeswalkers this way. We just need the right set for them. So yeah, it's more of because what was the last one that did it for the flip cards?
Nikki B.
Yeah, that was out of M19.
Yeah, there wasn't anything because Ixalan was before that, and that had the
the
transforming
flip enchantments.
Yep, We might be getting some transforming ones in the new Innistrad set coming out later this year.
Right.
Because, werewolves and vampires are always about transforming, at least every time we went back to Innistrad.
Yeah. So is that Soren coming back, or?
Oh, you best believe we're going to be seeing Soren at fucking Innistrad. We don't know if he got out of the wall. Nahiri sealed him into the wall.
Yep.
So I'm assuming he got out and stuff. But still, that's going to be some good shit to see. Not a Vorthos or anything, but I do appreciate it sometimes.
My question is Avacyn going to make a return?
No, she got.
I know she got killed, but I mean, she could return as a dark version.
Killed is an understatement. Soren is not a vampire.
Soren is not a vampire, sir.
He's a werewolf.
No, he's not a vampire.
I know that. But
you don't know what I've been through.
Shut up, Davey. You're not on my level.
You don't know.
You're not even close to my level.
You don't know.
I hardly hear you from down there.
Jeez.
But anyways,
turn your volume up, sir.
Moving along to the quickies that are never quicks.
Nope,
they'll
never
be quick this time.
No, they won't.
They're not color coded.
Yeah, they are.
He just color coded, so it's gonna take us 4 hours for it to update on our phones.
Refresh.
I can't.
Well, you get the second one, JB. Danny, you get the third one.
Hold on, let me back out. I'll just reopen it.
First in the news quickies, just a quick reminder that the Dr. Laird's Secret Emporium, the sales are going to be ending May 28th. So if you want to get any of those new Strixhaven Mystical Archive cards or any of those that they were shown, the full text lands, the Come to Our Show on Friday concert posters, get your orders in before the 28th. It's still alive.
Mm-hmm. So then we have a Year of the Ox Challenger series for the APAC region. Yeah, because Asia Pacific's cool. They get all cool stuff. We don't. Get over it. Purchasing products or playing in events will get you a variety of Minotaur cards like Sethron, Herloon General, Morag, Fury of Akum, Oxybagonus, and 2 different Angrath cards. Read the link to figure out how the hell you get them, because I'm not reading the damn link.
Well, you tried and you failed.
Exactly. That's why I'm not doing it.
A half hour ago.
That's why I'm not doing it.
I set this up just for you, JB, so you don't have to be scrolling trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah,
or trying to
you fucked
open
me
up
up,
clips,
sir.
or open up links. So, anyways, moving on to the last quickie we have. We got the full information on Historic Anthology 5. It'll arrive on Arena May 27th through August 12th, and will cost you 4,000 in gems or 25,000 in gold. Also in the same article, WotC says that they're going to be doing a Predator's Secret Lair with 5 originals in Phyrexian language. Predators.
Elish Norn, Jin Cataxius, the OG Vorinclex, Urbresk, they're all going to have the Phyrexian scripture language on the card.
Nice.
Like what the Elish Norn Judge promo was 9 years ago, or whatever.
Yeah. So moving along to the actual articles that are supposed to take a while, or topics.
Okay, so we got some big topics.
Some visits? Yeah, we do.
Some heavier topics than usual. Impactful. So in the news section, we got some bigger topics. Heavy-hitting topics involving cards and not being sold right now. The first one, this article from bleedingcool.com talks about Target stores to halt sales on all trading cards from May 14th forward. So there's this whole thing. They'll talk about it here a little more in the article, but back earlier on in the year, cards were getting stolen, and stores during COVID put signs up by their trading card sections where they're like, limits 2 products, 3 products per customer or stuff like that, and some were putting them behind cases and stuff. But now all of them are starting to stop on cards. Right now, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and MPL cards, football cards, specifically were mentioned in this sign at targets that say, to ensure safety for our guests and team members, effective May 14th, MPL, NFL, NBA, and Pokemon trading cards will no longer be sold in stores until further notice. The article goes on talking about following in Walmart's footsteps because they had the same thing. Target stores around the United States will no longer be selling those cards, but as of now, there's no word on whether this embargo will extend to games such as Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Digimon. But judging from the general, quoting from the article here, judging from the general ignorance surrounding current blanketing policies, it's a safe bet to presume that it will. This embargo will last until further notice, however, meaning that there might be an end time. However, that time is not plainly in sight yet.
It's because people are assholes and decide to sit and camp out and harass all the vendors and store employees.
It wasn't that.
There's the
No, but that's been going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's no way that didn't help the situation. Like, people camp out and go from store to store and stock vendors. And
I
it's
know.
ridiculous.
But this article is not about that.
Yeah, this one is saying one of the leaping points from this starting point, not starting point. It was like one of the dominoes that helped knock everything down was May 7th, a man in Wisconsin pulled out a gun on a group of people in a Target parking lot that was stemming from sports card limitations and stuff. So luckily no shots were fired, but the Target and local Trader Joe's groceries store that was next door had to go into lockdown for upwards of an hour. Therefore, while the embargo might seem absolutely outrageous to many, it makes perfect sense for the sake and safety of the company's retail employees. So another thing on this is online. You saw so many people talking, like MTG Rocks, they covered this as well. And then there's a bunch of people on Reddit taking pictures of their Targets and their Walmarts and how either there's no cards there or I think the professor show one that was just like straight up, it was only Magic cards at his Target that he goes to.
See, I saw something and I don't know, I should have clicked on it. I don't know if it was photoshopped or not, but I saw something about Walmart had they showed a picture of like the lock cases at Walmart, and all the Magic cards were behind the lock case.
Yep, some of them have that as well.
Yeah, I've seen them in video game lock boxes.
Well,
there is another thing noted on this. Though they're pulling them from the shelves, they're not pulling them from the stores. So like Walmart will still sell MBL and Pokemon cards online. They still have them on their online store, so you can get them shipped to your house. And as far as I was looking, no one was mentioning if there's a like local pickup, like curbside pickup, if you order the cards, like if they still have them in the back or not. Right now, I think it's just safe to assume that they're only going to be doing online orders for cards. And the fact that Magic might be getting hits is pretty significant for us. You know, it's like they mentioned NBL, NFL, and Pokemon specifically, but these are trading cards. Like
maybe these cards will go back to the LGSs where they should be.
I mean, but not every. But there's the argument that stems. I'm going to be the conversation online. There's not every town has like an LGS kind of thing, and some people they would go to a Target or a Walmart and then they'd be able to pick up their packs of cards. Now they're no longer going to be selling it; they have to order online, and you know there's people that just don't want to support ordering online from Amazon. I mean, you could again order online from Target or Walmart to have it delivered there, but that's on that. As compared to us being greedy millennials that just want our cards right away. I mean, this spans more than millennials. I get that. That's a very a broad statement I made there. But
Wade, I have no idea. I guess I should have asked my wife this morning when she went to Target. But
let's see. I was in Target last week. I was in Target just before the announcement was made for this, and the card stock at Target in Fargo was low. They had some Strixhaven stuff. All the commander decks were gone. There's a couple packs. MBL was there. Pokemon just had a couple. There was like no Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign is like the newest Pokemon set. Yeah, it was. There wasn't much there. I haven't been to the Walmarts yet, Wade, so I cannot attest locally to that.
Walmart's been bare for
Walmart's always bare.
Fucking time.
Walmart's bare because everyone shoplifts.
Yeah, they camp out.
No, it's not. No, not even that. They literally take a pack, walk around the store, open it up, put the cards in their pockets, and drop the sleeves or the wrapping somewhere's on a shelf and just walk out.
But there's even more elaborate schemes than that. On Reddit, reading some of this stuff. Yeah, was I telling you about the repackers?
No, I've seen pictures on Facebook. People like, hey, this pack looks like it's been restuffed with stuff that's not even supposed to be in there.
I got a repack story. So, we went to Walmart on 13th, my son and I,
Sketchy.
and
That's your first mistake. You
Right?
went to 13th Walmart.
to that
we were living at the apartment is the closest to us, and I didn't
Still-
want to go to 52nd. Anyways, so we go there to pick up some groceries, and Casper is behaving, and I'm the kind of guy that's like, hey, you behave, I'll get you a pack of Pokemon cards because I want to encourage him to play Pokemon or get into card games like his old man.
Expensive.
So we get there. Picks up a pack. I can't remember the pack. I think it was Thunder Fists or whatever, Thunderclap. And
Okay.
we get home, and it's a Walmart pack, and they always come in these cardboard packaging.
Yep.
Inside is the pack itself. We come home, open it up. It seemed fine. He opens the pack, and inside the pack was just Magikarps and Water Energies. Nothing else. So the thing is people are so good at resealing. They melt the glue off of the cardboard to get into the pack, open the pack, take the cards out, and then restuff it, reseal the bag, put it back in the cardboard. And what they do is they bring it back to Walmart saying, hey, look, I haven't opened the pack. I want a refund. This is supposed to be for my kid. It's the wrong pack. And then they get a refund. So they get the cards, they get their money back, and then the pack goes back on the shelf for some schmuck like me to get it for their son,
You just got unlucky.
who then gets Magikarps. Just a whole pack of Magikarps.
Once again, this is why you buy from an LGS.
Yeah. And there's also the other scams that were getting very talked about in the fall. We remember, I think we covered it at one point, did we? Where
Maybe.
people would be taking draft booster packs at like a Walmart or a Target, and then they'd be like one draft pack and then like 4 collector packs because they're selling collector packs there. And people would scan the draft pack 5 times.
Oh, yep.
And they would get $12 or whatever for the collector boosters, and the collector boosters like $20 each. So they got
Yep.
a lot of good value. They just straight up blatantly stole from them in that manner. And when you count it up like that, so like $20 a pack or 15, whatever a collector booster is, multiply that by 4, that is $60 that they're losing.
That's 80.
If they're going 15, yeah, $60 or $80 at a time. Some people could get even more greedy. Like they're going to be losing a lot of money having to restock that, and they're not making that money back because between $3.99 and $20 is a lot of money that they're getting there. Like, they're spending on the collector boosters, and then it's like, oh, we're not getting the money back. Of course, we're going to just not sell this anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely one thing that Target and Walmart make no money on because they can't, because their price is set. Like obviously everything else they can do whatever the fuck they want, but I think it's like what 5% they get on top, if that.
I have no idea.
So 5% on $3 is 15 cents.
You're really good at math.
It's not that hard.
I suck at math.
But anyways, yeah, like margins are small. Of course, they're going to be cutting something like this.
Maybe even smaller than that. Who knows?
And again, with the fact that they're still selling them online is okay. Like they're not fully out of getting allocations from distributors and stuff. They're still going to be getting MLBs,
Yep.
Pokemon. Again, It's not fully confirmed if Magic is going to be one of these ones on there, but I feel
It most likely will.
Yeah, how everything's going. Like
Because
you couldn't throw a rock last week without hitting a post about Target's now out of cards.
They're
Or
all
Walmart's out of cards.
they're always out, always. So it's I don't know. I'd just rather go to the LGS and buy cards than Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like I think the most often not what I buy from like Walmart or Target are like the hey, get this 3 cards with the random 3 packs. Like I'll just get those and just pull some crazy cards out. But anyways, enough topic on that, or enough on that topic shit.
Shenanigans.
I'm gonna move to the next one.
Sure.
'Kay.
Let's get off Walmart.
Yes, because Walmart sucks.
Takes too much money.
Yes.
All right. So last week, this is the thing that's making Magic players talk.
Heavy hitting topic.
Yeah. Last week on Magic.gg, WotC released an article, Esports, Transitions and Getting Back to the Gathering. I'll go through reading this article. It's not too long. As the world looks to a post-COVID future, so too are we looking toward the next iteration of Magic's competitive play system, one that recaptures the magic of the Gathering we've all missed so dearly while expanding play opportunities to a wider audience. Play drives everything we do, from your local group or store all the way through the World Championships. We aim to refocus on a play system for everyone as the world opens up again and gathering becomes a real possibility. So, today, this article was announced May 13th of last week. So, today, we're going to explore two things. The vision for the future focused on fostering Magic's explosive player growth, creating border access, and opening widespread play opportunities.
That word is broader.
Broader. I said border, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Creating broader access and opening widespread play opportunities, and the plan to help us transition the current system through the 2021 to 2022 season and into that future. Back to the gathering. Several years back, we made a significant commitment to Magic esports back in 2018, introducing the biggest prize pools we've ever had, creating some of the most thrilling events we've had to date, creating a professional level league, and incorporating digital play in unique and exciting ways that gave viewers a new way to experience Magic. And just as we began forming plans to build on that promise with expanded reach beyond the most elite leagues, COVID sent us back to the drawing board. As a result, we've spent quite a bit of time imagining what our post-COVID system is going to look like. Quote, while we're not ready to publish the details for the 2022-2023 season and beyond, we did think it was important to share our current thoughts on that future. As we remanage our play programs, we are holding these truths at the forefront of all of our planning. There are several bullet points here. The first one is in-person play is a unique strength for Magic, and we need to lean into that. That means local tournaments, large regional tournaments, and high-level in-person events. Next one is digital play is here to stay, but is only part of the equation. We've seen great players rise from the digital ranks, and we've seen what's possible with digital events. Expect the future to hold a mix of digital and in-person events. Next, we have accessibility is important, and that means broader access to play. We're looking at everything from local events and the success of Command Fests to creating even more levels of play that are open to a broader swath of players. A larger audience means more type of events. We need to be patient. Next reason. While we're optimistic for the future when we can gather, we also have to be realistic that high-level Magic tournaments combine traveling, close contact indoors, and sharing airspace for a long period of time, all traits that create difficulties during a pandemic. We will focus on local, regional, and digital events until we can safely gather. Final point, flexibility is important as we reestablish tabletop play. Our system may need regular updating as play and travel becomes safer. All that means is we're itching to get back to large celebrations in the Magic community, but we will wait until it's safe to do so. So, that is for 2022 to 2023. That's the future after this season here, which is the 2021-2022. And it covers the 2021-2022 season right here, stating, before we can implement our new version for play, we need to successfully transition from the current system in the upcoming season. The 2021-2022 season's primary goals are to sunset the current system of play and allow us freedom and flexibility to create a new play system for the future. Along the way, the season will see a reduced total number of events for our Rivals and Magic Pro Leagues. All this will accumulate in postseason play and a World Championship. While we're excited for these events, this structure is not meant to be a template for the future. So here's what that'll look like. The existing set championship structure will remain in place. Again, this is for the 2021-2022 season, which is 15 more months. We will increase the prize pool and updating prize structure compared to the Strixhaven Championship. Set championships will feature prize pools of $450,000 per event over 3 events. League weekends and the gauntlet will not run in 2021-2022. This will be the final season for the Magic Pro and Rivals leagues. Players will not be competing for another league season. Instead, they'll be competing for a place in the World Championship. The World Championship will feature a prize pool of $250,000. Individual event details will be shared as we move closer to those events. Total player fees will remain unchanged. We will open up we will also be using the transition season to update our digital qualification paths as we move back towards a more open, less top-heavy system. We're looking to potentially reflect that in our digital qualification options. Stay tuned. Final conclusions here. What comes next is The Gathering. That's our guiding star as we look to the future. We aim to return to in-person play as soon and safely as possible. We hope that sooner rather than later. In the meantime, we'll be working toward a flexible transition to something that feels more familiar and features something we've been all missing, sitting across the table from someone playing Magic. All right. So that's everything. That's a lot to unpack there, but the biggest thing that people are taking away is the MPL and Rivals League is going away, and the structure is going to be changing. Like, essentially, that's it that everyone's like getting in on. So, Danny, JB, thoughts?
I already told you my thoughts,
Not on air.
but good. Because we were talking earlier, it's what, 75 people that are in the MPL?
Yeah, 70. There's 24 and 46.
Yeah. So, if you go back to the GPs, how many people played in the GPs on average?
GBs could have like 1,000 players, I think. I don't know exact numbers.
Pretty big.
Exactly. Like, this is going to this is going to get everyone away from absolutely net decking. Like, oh, this person played this deck for this tournament that happens every week. Oh, this he won again with this little change, so we have to do that now. It gets rid of everyone playing the same 10 decks or 15 decks. Like,
I mean, that's always going to happen. You're always going to have people that are meta surfers.
Well, yeah, for sure, but like, it's broadcast weekly and what everyone's playing. Like, I don't know. It also just gives people more opportunity to actually get noticed rather than having the same 75 people play. Because really, the Pro League, they're playing against each other.
Yeah, they're playing
Every single event, they're playing against each other.
to try and lock into World.
It's like going to your LGS every week and watching the same guys play against each other player. It gets kind of boring as a player, and not really. Yeah, as a player, it's like, okay, well, these two guys are gonna win every week. Okay, well, it just gets, no matter what you do, they always win, kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, now it's just really boring. I'd rather go watch something else.
You're definitely not the only one
do something
thinking
else.
that watching the league weekend is boring. I know, first off, a lot of people online have been saying, yeah, league weekend is boring, and it's so confusing. Because it's like, again, they're playing the top level players. Like Rivals is working to get to the MPL. MPL is working to stay in the MPL.
Yep.
And then there's like the Gauntlet people before that were trying to get into Rivals and move up that way. And the tree to get in there, it's like little amount of new faces coming in to try and like shake that up. And you're not the only one that thinks that watching that is boring. How many times have you watched League Weekend? Either
0.
Never.
I tried to watch it one time because it was like nothing else was going on. I'm like, I'll watch the League Weekend, and it was okay. I don't know, like you get some weird moments, like the moment where Brad Nelson came and was like he was losing, and his opponent was Brian Braduin, who lives with him, and he went to the other room and was trying to get him to do like a forced concede. And it was a funny manner, I guess, and stuff, but yeah, like that's the highlight kind of a thing there.
Yeah. And
Of entertainment?
most of it's on Arena, so it's like, hey, well, they're playing Arena.
And fucking boring.
Now, that seems to be a big thing, is like, I guess maybe that's a topic for another day on like Arena and Magic being in esports, esport and stuff. Arena being boring to view, and things that get brought up recently is spectator mode, but we're talking the transition of season. So MPL's gone. That's going to save Magic a lot of money. So they had 70 people there that were getting paid up to $75,000 a year. They were on salary. WotC was giving them money, and that's like $2.4 million a year. So
yeah,
Hasbro, or I guess now WotC themselves, since they're I can't remember the exact term. They're not a subsidiary, but they're like bigger than that. They're their own entity, but still attached to Hasbro. But they looked at the numbers and saw that they weren't making money, their ROI on on the MPL was not worth what they were putting into it, because it's more than 2.4 mil. Because they'd also have to pay the commentators that would come in and hosting, and then there's always fuck ups. Like this last weekend, the fuck up that happened is people submitted for standard, or they were supposed to play historic.
No, they were supposed to play standard.
It was standard, yeah.
They were supposed to play standard, and then when the time came, the format was historic, so no one could play.
No, the thing was people were the standard decks were playing against historic decks.
Oh yeah,
like there was like a time. Yeah. So yeah, they messed that up and they tried to fix it. And we talked not last week. Yeah, last week was about Arena and their fuck up, and they gave experience to people that. Did you ever sign up for that, JB, to get your experience? By the way,
no, I haven't put the code in.
Anyways,
fucking waste 4,000 gems.
Yeah,
fucking bullshit.
WotC's work on having a system that doesn't have issues on a weekend would be good. And if they can take that money, which is okay, so that's the thing. It's like now with this money that they're getting, not having to spend towards the MPL, and with their hopes of like what they said here in, let me scroll up, in-person play. Let's see, where is it specifically talking about regions? But they were talking about like. Professional Magic incorporating digital.
Scroll down.
Was it scrolling down? As we lean into that, means more local tournaments, large regional tournaments, and high level of in-person events.
So the GPs.
Right. GPs, PTs, but players, tours, like their names aren't going to be the same. Blake Rasmussen later that day when this, later on the 13th, came out on Twitch and had like a big Q&A session and was talking about different things. But WotC's hope does seem to be incorporate. One of the things he did talk about was when it came to local events is having like, none of this is worked out. It's before I jump into that, everything right now that they're mentioning is not set in stone. WotC just pretty much is saying, hey, everything is changing. We're not giving you any information on what's coming in the future. And people are worried about that. That is the thing. People are like, okay, you're taking away this thing that kind of sucked. We're fine with that, but you're not giving us anything to replace it.
Yeah.
And my argument to that is like, if this is going to be big events and stuff, like how Channel Fireball Events was doing its stuff for the Command Fests and for the Magic Fests and GPs and all those things.
Yep.
I imagine there's a crap ton of contracts and non-disclosure agreements that have to be made.
Oh, for sure.
So that way there's no like inter-business sniping of tournament organizers. Like, all of a sudden Star City comes out and it's like, we're doing this instead. Or if up-and-comer Insight Gaming comes and it's like, no, we're going to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I imagine they can't tell us a lot, like even what they're working on is because there's contracts that are getting signed through for something this big. Especially
all the lines have to be signed before they can announce anything. But it's just a way of saying, hey, it's like you're saying, it's everyone who's left on the cliffhanger is who's getting pissed off. It's like,
yeah, the pros online on Twitter, they're not necessarily
they're still getting their money. The pros who are on Twitch, they're still getting their money. I was reading Blog Talks earlier this week, and Mark said something about that. It's like, yeah, those who are on Twitch who are streaming professionally are still getting sponsored. They're still getting their money.
Martin uses still got Channel Fireball behind him.
So everyone else has
Brad
their sponsors
Nelson
up, so they're still getting their money. It's not like they're going to be broke for the next year.
Right.
It's just them not spending millions of dollars on the same 75 people every weekend.
In the Q&A that Blake Rasmussen did, it was he mentioned that they're no longer supporting the Magic Pro lifestyle. So, yeah.
Which is good. People have been complaining about it for years.
So the argument on this, so I guess I want to get both of your takes, is people are like, okay, if WotC's not going to be supporting the Magic lifestyle of pro play, like, what good is it to be trying to get into higher levels of play if there's no like that aspiration?
So
I know I got my stances, but like, let's hear yours.
So so you can look at any professional sport out there. It's not the sport that they play is where they get money. It's all the sponsors where they get the money. Okay, so you get golf, for instance. You get your clothes sponsored. You get your clubs sponsored. You get your car sponsored. You get your hotel sponsored. Everything else is all from other sponsors. Okay, well, the streamers are getting from Channel Fireball, Star City, TCG, MT Goldfish,
Ultra Pro, Ultimate Guard,
everything
insert.
that's not WotC. So it's okay for WotC not to sponsor someone, which they shouldn't, because they are the umbrella or the floor or whatever you want to say, whatever analogy you want to use. But they shouldn't be sponsoring anyone. As the actual card maker, you shouldn't be sponsoring anyone. So it's like, I guess, basketball-wise, NBA is sponsoring LeBron James. Just LeBron. That's a multi-billion-dollar company.
How so? I'm not much into sports. How does like NBA, NFL, and things like that? They make money themselves. The teams make money themselves. Like those are two different things. Like NBA and the Clippers, two different things.
Yep.
Does the NBA pay the Clippers any money for setting up tournaments, or like who? NBA itself, they're the ones that set up the brackets.
They're the organization.
Yeah, they're the organization. They set up the organized play.
Yep.
Okay, so what financial incorporation stuff does that have with the Clippers in this example? Like, do they give
Financially?
Yeah,
Nothing, I don't think.
okay. So the Clippers don't get money from the NBA at all
No.
for like showing up to play their games.
No.
There's no like contract keeping them in.
Well,
something
yeah,
like
there
that?
is,
Like,
but I don't think there's much.
okay.
Like,
So just being part of the NBA
yep.
is just what's keeping them in playing, and then keeping their sponsors going, because they're, I mean, sponsorships is what make it's all advertisement when it comes to sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Nike
And it's the same thing with
Adidas,
this. It's
Gatorade.
Exactly. So the WotC shouldn't be sponsoring anyone.
But
as a pro player for like this or a golf, they have to go find their sponsors or be good enough to be a sponsor to come up to them. Hey, I'll sponsor you to do this. Just like us. We had to go to Josh and say, hey, do you want to sponsor us? It's like, we're not getting sponsored by Magic.
yeah, but we're not the ones that are like going into those into those
We're
tournaments.
on the bottom of the totem pole. Like
I think we're in the ground.
Like I said, we're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
But it's just like one of those things. Like the big organization should not be sponsoring any player at any time.
Okay.
If you're good, have one of the tier 2 companies sponsor you. So a company that works for the big company, or a few steps below. I don't know. It's just stuff like that. Find your own sponsor. Don't have WotC do it.
JB.
I don't know. It's good that they're getting rid of something that's stale and boring as fuck.
Yep.
But they need to replace it with something.
Are you the pessimist in this, or are you optimistic that something good is going to come out of what the future holds? Because they haven't given any information on what the 2022-2023 season is going to look like. Right now, the only thing that I said we know is 2021-2022 season is just going to be done next year. 15 months.
The big end of the year event.
Mm-hmm. Worlds.
Yep.
World Championships. And that's going to be done. And I don't know. 15 months seems like a good amount of time. Like, I don't know how long they were talking for the MPL to get the MPL like organized and the gauntlets and stuff. But like, even when that got set up, COVID set things behind and made it even rough. But it's like, how much can a company be riding on COVID fucking shit up and stuff?
Well,
like
they
maybe,
couldn't, but that's just what I'm sure they were on. They were hoping. Obviously, they weren't hoping for COVID to ever happen,
right?
But they were probably planning on sitting and writing the MPL for a very long time.
I don't know. Because like MPL was all going to be digital play.
Yep.
Like the professor had a video today that brought up a good point. Like MPL was going to be digital the whole time and play. There's no going to be like paper play. Everyone's going to do it on Arena, and so you think something like that would be good for COVID times. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Everyone's at home, digital play, keep away
from
each other.
No, I get that, but it's still the fact that I'm sure if COVID didn't happen and they'd still gone to Magic Arena, they'd just still piggyback off Arena for the longest time possible.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, they did say digital Magic is here to stay, so it's going to be interesting to see how
they just need more tech support.
how that's gonna work. Especially, I mean, we're North Dakota, or not North, we're North American, locally, and we don't know. I don't know anything about like European tournament organizers or Japanese tournament organizers or Australian tournament organizers and how that stuff. Like, is there Star City, Channel Fireball that does things over there and allows those people to play? I want to know, because local, regional, and all that stuff.
Dan, hit us up. Let us know if Card Market sets up your guys' tournaments, or who sets their tournaments up in Europe, or I should say Great Britain or United Kingdom, whatever you call it.
Anywhere across the pond.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's for the good, because it gives everyone else, like we were saying, like if GPs come back, or a variation of the GP, that's really where Wizards made a lot of money. Think about it, like how much merchandise they sold at a GP. I've never been to a GP. I know we were talking about going to the Minneapolis one before COVID crashed. So I don't know. It gives, because like our buddy Gavin, he placed first or second in one of the GPs?
A TCG regional.
A regional, there we go.
Yeah.
But still,
I don't know. I think I'm definitely excited for more local support. One of the things on the live stream, I'll link the whole video if you guys are interested to watch it. I think it's really good. Blake answers a bunch of questions and gives like ideas of what, if he's talking about it, clearly something has been brought up that's in that vein, and that's where this thing I'm going to talk about comes up from. Is Blake was talking about store champions and stuff, where stores play and then like the champion could like play against each other, and then could be like rewards of having a etched card or a plaque kind of a thing. Like they're not just like, those are things clearly that have been tossed around. You can't tell me that he's going to come onto Twitch and talk about, we don't know the plan, but if we did, or if we had an idea, this is kind of the stuff. He's not thinking that stuff on the top of his tongue. He was in a meeting before that. They were talking about things. These are things that they're talking about, having plaques, store champions playing against each other. The possibilities could be very good locally. And that's for competitive play and casual play. And when I say casual play, it's typically going to be EDH play, because EDH is the casual format.
Oh, yeah. Well, didn't not last summer, but 2 summers ago, that happened around here? I thought we had North Dakota Lake, or was that Minnesota, with Lake Area Gaming that did that, where they had like the traveling tournament.
Oh, no, I think that was just like a group of people from...
Was it?
Yeah, Lakes area that came up to Fargo just to play, and then we went over to Ultima. And
well, no, I think Chris Further they had like, I think it was North Dakota, where it was here, Minot, Bismarck, unless that was Pool I'm thinking of, but
you know, lines are getting blurred.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's shop pro or shop champion kind of thing. But no, yeah, that would make sense. But then you'd have to worry about the whole COVID stuff and people being around people who are usually not against or around. So,
right.
But I don't know. It's a good idea for sure.
I know I'm the optimistic guy. I guess to close out this segment here, I'm optimistic on what they're going to do. I know a lot of people online. WotC hasn't really shown in the past that they're good at
anything.
Yeah, and I guess I'm the kind of guy that's like, it's fine with getting smacked and like, yes sir, may I have another, if that's the case, or insert whatever analogy like that. But I'm optimistic that WotC, because before, when they were making things, these MPLs and stuff, they weren't this larger branch of Hasbro. Now they are. They're Wizards in digital gaming.
Hasbro has fucked them over.
They're split off now. They got more. They should have more control. I'm having high hopes that there's going to be something like, if I'm going to feel more comfortable knowing that people who love the game are making these rules instead of like Hasbro higher ups.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I don't know how corporations and stuff fully work, but from my understanding, when they like split off, they have like they have more self control than having like Hasbro full oversight. If I'm understanding, if I'm wrong, please let me know, listeners, to correct me and shit. But if they have more control, like Hasbro,
we need to get a Lockheed on here again.
He
would straighten you out real quick.
You would know. Let's get Stu back on, Lockheed and Stu, and see if we can get any of the other friends over at the Magic Financial Aid
Right.
podcast or Discord group.
Yep. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. And I'm not 100% sure on how that power control goes. Obviously, Hasbro still has complete control over Wizards if they wanted it. But yeah, just that little bit of time where Hasbro took over just fucked everything over.
I'm optimistic. I'll say it first.
All started the Secret Lairs.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
this was another thing that was brought up. Is like, I don't know. This will be another thing of Secret Lairs. It's like, hey, they realize this is where people are like, oh, they realize that they can sell cards more directly and not have to worry about competitive play. You know, they're making their money off the whales and the people who are pimping out their decks, blinging out their decks,
Yep.
and not really the competitive scene. It's like, I don't know about that and stuff. But anyways,
Well, they were playing to the Commanders, the EDH players.
I mean, it is the EDH players that are doing a lot of stuff. Another, I guess, one more thing here. One more thing. From a tweet from Mark Rosewater, on Friday, Sapphire and Olive tweeted, if you can line up every Magic player from most in franchise to least, what do you think the median player would look like? My guess, it's very likely someone who has never heard of me or any MTG content producer, never watched a tournament, and does not do MTG social media. Mark Rosewater replied, 100%. For example, less than 10% of Magic players have ever played in a sanctioned tournament event. And sanctioned tournament events are regionals or FNMs even. Anything that you used your WPN code or your WPN account number.
DCI.
DCI, there we go. Before that.
Yeah, I was going to say, too bad that's no longer.
Yeah, before that's no longer thing. So their new incorporation is going to clearly have the Wizards account with, they got Event Link. Like, we've been talking about their works on Event Link.
Companion app.
Yeah,
Yep.
we talked about that and stuff. Like, that's going to be how events are going to be registered, noted, and stuff like that going forward. They're not going to be working on a beta like they have been for the last year and not have big plans for it. And I don't know, we've used it a couple times for the weekend Discord League, and shit worked fine. But anyways, 10% of players played in a sanctioned event. Those numbers are bonkers to think about. Like, that just goes to say that the casual scene, the people that go to fests just to play EDH in the back or trade cards and stuff like that and not actually compete, it's a big scope. Like, we knew that casual players were the vast majority of the Magic scene.
Yep.
And, you know, us schmucks are outnumbered, those that are enfranchised.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, are we enfranchised?
We have a podcast about Magic. I'd
So?
say we're enfranchised. We
I
care.
get paid for it.
We care for. We are getting paid. We got patrons.
I'm not getting paid.
I'm not getting paid.
So we're not getting paid.
The money's going back into the podcast, but we're still monetizing this.
I feel sorry.
So
we're paying for it.
we're enfranchised players, and we've all played at an FNM.
Yeah.
So yeah, the numbers are weird like that, and just wanted to toss that in there. Let's see, what time are we saying at? Hour 20.
9:11.
Hour 23. All right. Well, I think we can talk about some weekly winners from here then. Run over them really quick, and then we'll talk a deck of the week since we didn't get one last week.
Cha-ching.
So first off, in the weekly winners, an amazing article brought to us by mtgstocks.com. Comes out every Friday. They talk about 3 cards that are moving up in price that they want us to know about, and 3 cards that are moving down in price that they want us to know about. First one is Savra, Queen of the Golgari. Now jumping up 661%, chilling at $25.88. Both versions of this, the Ravnica Allegiance?
Nope. That's original Ravnica, sir.
Oh, the Guild Kits is the other one. So
Yep.
yeah, Guild Kits and Ravnica, original Ravnica printings are spiking up just in the average price. You can find the market price on these cards for around $6, the Ravnica version. The Guild Kits version, you can find at a market price for $9.68. But yeah, the average price moving up is this could be a speculation kind of a buyout. So Witherbloom from Strixhaven, You got Beladros, Dina Soul Steeper, Valentine, Dina the Vane are all popular commander cards that are moving cards like this up in price. Counterspell, since it got mentioned, blue instant counter target spell, the classic of all classic cards. This is weekly winner number 2. Jumped up 164%, now chilling at $5.71. The Mercadian Masks printing specifically. And this one has a crap ton of printings, all ranging from different prices of Strixhaven Archives from $41, $15, all the way down to $2 from a 4th edition one or Ice Age Counterspell. You're able to find a bunch of different versions of this, but since it got announced of coming in Modern, all counterspells are speculated to be moving up in price. Mercadian Mask, Tempests, they're moving up 200%, 100%. And obviously, Judge Promo, Amonkhet Evocation, and other special prints are going to be moving up as well. Final weekly winner, but the weekly winner is Wellspring. This is a green-white 1 enchantment aura. You enchant land. When Wellspring enters the battlefield, gain life, gain control of enchanted land until end of turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, untap enchanted land. You gain control of that land until end of turn. Enters the battlefield, gain control of the land. Beginning of your upkeep, untap it. You gain control of that land until end of turn. So you're always gaining it back? How does this card work? Originally printed from Mirage, and it's the only printing. My computer's being very slow right now. Oofda. Perhaps this card is a gap in my knowledge, but personally I've never seen it before. Correct. This is quoting from the article here. Wellspring is on the reserve list, meaning this card will never be reprinted again, and thus we see these cards move up in price occasionally for no good reason. With Wellspring, there occasionally is a reason why it's moving up, and it has to do with the spoilers of Modern Horizons 2. So this week we saw Urza's Saga, the enchantment land Urza's Saga type.
So you always get it on chapter 1.
Of the land.
You enchant the land.
Yeah. You enchant the land, gain control of the land at the beginning of each of your... Oh, it says you lose control. How do you lose control?
At the end of your turns, you lose control of it.
I was reading the Oracle text. The Oracle text is so confusing. So when it enters the battlefield, gain control of that land until end of turn. Oh, until end of turn. So it goes to somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, it goes back to the original owner.
Yeah, so it enters, you enchant a land.
Oh, man. I missed that part.
You gain control of enchanted land.
That went way over my head there.
And then at the beginning of your end step, you lose that land.
Okay, so with Urza Saga, possibility we'll see more of these cards in the set, meaning Wellspring may become a decent commander card. Now, that being said, I'm fairly certain the price is mainly dedicated to reserve list status of the card rather than the real playability of this. Because, yeah, if you're end of turn, you're losing it. It's going over to another person. You're going to be hitting those chapters quicker, and it's just going to go to the graveyard sooner. I don't know what good reason it is for that. So yeah.
Well, you could also steal it because some of those sagas, like the chapter 3, hits hard. Okay, well, on this, obviously, not all the sagas are lands, but if they're doing saga lands like this or enchantment lands, it could get pretty gruesome.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see a deck with that. That's for sure. But we have an update. I imagine this is going to be a thing that continues to happen now that enemy-colored fetch lands are going to be reprinted. And here we have a fetch land update that says, and now the segment you've all been waiting for. Or at least, well, you didn't know I was going to include it. So it's the segment you didn't even know you wanted. With fetch lands seeing reprints in Modern Horizon 2 and also in the Secret Lair series, we've seen some downtrends so far. So these are all of the enemy fetch lands. So Verdant Catacombs on a downtrend. All the prices, market prices are $70, $74, $77. Arid Mesas you can find for $47, $45, or $49. Marsh Flats, $45, $46, or $51. Misty Rainforest, one of the most popular ones that everybody wants, $76, $73, or $82. And Scalding Tarn at $72, $70, or $79. And these are all cards that were just like a couple weeks ago were just skirting like $5+ more than what they are now. So yeah, just with the promise of fetch lands, these are moving down, and I'm excited. We talked about it the other week, how, having multiple variations of these are definitely going to be driving down the prices. Everyone's going to be able to get some fetch lands in their hands.
Finally.
But JB, tell us about these cheap pickups.
Okay, so first up we have Muxus Goblin Grandee coming out of Jumpstart. Sits at $19.33 and slowly trending down.
Oh, I want to point in here real quick. There was an announcement that another print wave of Jumpstart has been released out into the wild. So Jumpstart coming back, and you should be able to find some products, the booster boxes if you're interested in them. To those that waited this long, bless your patience. I am one of them. Danny, time for you to get your Allosaurus Shepherd. Hopefully cheaper.
No, she won't go cheaper.
As soon as more open, maybe. But,
She's super rare.
Magic players do have a price memory. They see a card at whatever price high, and it's like, even if it gets opened, it'll still move back up to that one price. Like,
oh yeah, $110.
Jace the Mind Sculptor, good example of that. It's like, it always was moving up towards $100, but now, damn near getting printed the dirt. Is it finally like, $50 pretty consistently instead of $150?
I wish it was $150 so I can sell mine.
Missed that train.
I know.
Next cheap pickup, JB.
All right, so next cheap pickup we have Sliver Legion out of Time Spiraled Remastered, sitting at $38.57, and it's slowly trending down. And then last but not least, we have Ashaya Soul of the Wild from Zendikar Rising, sitting at $6.77, and it is stabled out.
Good card.
If you want to pick up these good cards, Danny, where can they get them from? Or what tool can they use to help be smarter?
TCG Sniper.
Yeah.
Yep. So, JP, what do they do on TCG Sniper?
I don't know, Matt. What do they do on TCG Sniper?
We're playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
We always play games.
I'm still not upgraded, so I don't know what they do.
Oh, my God. TCG Sniper is an amazing resource where you can enter TCG player links into TCG Sniper, set a desired price to get notified if the card that you inserted is going up or down. You'll get notified, and then you click the link. You buy the card, or you can sell the card when you get notified, and you're just a happy Magic player.
Yay.
Making money, or making the most out of your money.
Or you can make money.
Yeah, you can make money.
With a new option.
If you guys go and sign up, there's a free account. You get 5 cards to enter in, but if you sign up and mention that us, the guys over at This Week in MTG sent you, just anyway, say, hey, This Week in MTG sent us over here, you will get 3 months free of their Plus membership, where you get 50 cards to enter in. It's worth it. I think it's worth it. 3 months just by mentioning our name to them.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for the new cards coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we've already started seeing Strixhaven cards move down pretty significantly now that they're getting out into the wild.
Yep, getting played.
The Exodus, whatever that Mardu MDFC one is, where it's the spell on the back that makes the 3/5 demon. That's a card that's shown up in standard in a prominent Mardu style deck. So.
Oh, the one that makes that avatar or whatever?
Yeah.
That 3/6 avatar?
3/6. I said 3/5, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3/5. 3/6. But is it Exodus? Is his name?
I can't remember.
I thought it was
but I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was something biblical.
Yeah, because I've played against it.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
It's a good deck that's moving up. So if you put that card into TCG Sniper to get notified when that card moves up in price, and you got like 10 of them, and all of a sudden they're now at like $10. I don't know. What are they at? I can't remember the name. I don't even know how to look it up. From there, let's talk about a deck of the week. Which one are we doing?
I don't know. I'll let you guys pick. I gave options.
Danny, do you have any choices? Otherwise, I'm picking.
Haven't even looked at them.
Cool.
You said you had your choice made.
I do have my choice
made. I didn't even look at them.
So JB did some extra legwork this week, which
he did.
Bless his little heart. So this week for Deck of the Week, we have a Turbo Footfalls Legacy deck. And one of the main reasons why I picked this is because I want to rip this deck apart so badly. But before we get to that, this deck has 4 Elvish Spirit Guides, green 2/2 Spirit that reads Exile Elvish Spirit Guide from your hand, add green. 4 of those, and then there's 4 Simian Spirit Guides, where it's a 2 and a red for a 2/2. You exile Simian Spirit Guide from your hand, and you add red. So there's 4 of each of those. There are 4 Hull Breachers, 2 and a blue, 3/2 flash. If an opponent would draw a card except their first one they draw each turn of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure token. There's 4 of those. 4 Shardless Agents, blue, green, 1/2/2 human rogue with Cascade. And then there's a single Efreet Flame Painter. New card from Strixhaven. Red 3 for a 1/4 Efreet Shaman with double strike. When Efreet Flame Spinner deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. There are 4 Crashing Footfalls. A no mana cost sorcery with suspend 4 for a single green. So rather than cast this card from your hand, you may pay green and exile it with 4 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last one is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. When you cast it, you create 2 4/4 green Rhino creature tokens with trample. There's a single Wheel of Fate, no mana cost sorcery, suspend 4 for red 1. And then each player discards their hand, then draw 7 cards. 4 Force of Will, blue 3 instant. You may pay 1 life and exile a blue card from your hand. Rather than pay Force of Will's mana cost, you counter target spell. 4 Misdirection, blue 3 instant. Exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay Misdirection's mana cost. Change the target of target spell with a single target. And then you have 4 Violent Outbursts, green, red 1. Instant Cascade. Creatures you control get +1/+0 till end of turn. There are 4 Ardent Pleas, blue, white 1 enchantments, Exalted. So whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. And then it has Cascade. And then there are there's 1 As Foretold, which is blue 2 enchantment. Beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on As Foretold. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast with converted mana cost X or less, where X is the number of time counters on As Foretold. And then there's just an array of lands. Got a lot of the fast lands, Gemstone Caverns, City of Brass. But I am a fan of this deck, just primarily for the Crashing Footfalls synergies and As Foretold. But I say this deck is way powered down because it only has 1 As Foretold. There's no way to you're going to be mulliganing down pretty quickly a lot of the time to try and get an As Foretold. And As Foretold is what really puts this deck into place. You got Ardent Pleas and stuff, but Violent Outbursts, their only targets are going to be Crashing Footfalls or Wheel of Fate. You have 5 hits on all of those for those cards. And it's cool. Turn 1, exile a Elvish Spirit Guide and a Simian Spirit Guide. You play a land and you cast Ardent Plea. You make 2 4/4s. That's not going to get you very far.
No.
So my thing is definitely have more As Foretolds, have the full playset, because if you have extra, you can pitch them with Force of Will and counter a spell. I would say change the Misdirection to probably a Daze, something along those lines. Efreet Flame Painter. It's really sad that Legacy lost Dreadhorde Arcanist, because Dreadhorde Arcanist would have been the bomb in this deck. Because you'd be perfectly fine hitting Dreadhorde off of an Ardent Plea or a Violent Outburst as well. But Shardless Agent, another Cascade target, I guess, as well. Shardless Agent, sorry. Shardless Agent also can get those suspend spells. I don't know. You can really go in on suspend here if instead of As Foretold at this rate, for having only 1 As Foretold. Get more Ancestral Visions in here, maybe. Draw some extra cards. Have Restore Balance, because that's going to be really good. And the plus side, this deck is almost pretty cheap. Minus the Force of Wills and the Hull Breachers.
Almost cheap.
It's cheap for Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Force of Wills can get changed to just make it a counterspell instead. You're going to lose some value on it, but you got it. There, you save a lot of money on that. Hull Breachers. I mean, I guess you lose Hull Breachers and just put in Put in the Aspertolds. Change the Hull Breachers to Aspertolds. But I mean, I guess Hull Breacher is pretty good against Brainstorm because they got to put 2 cards back still. Okay, so Hull Breacher is pretty good in Legacy. I'm not a Legacy player, but I can kind of see some things. Anything else on this?
Nope. It's a deck I would never play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, perfect. A goofy deck that I like. If you guys are interested in checking out that deck, links in the description down below. But thank you, Magic Folk, for making it to the end of episode number 88 of This Week in MTG. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or any other place where better podcasts are found. We stream every Monday night around 7 o'clock-ish, very loose number there, on Twitch and YouTube, where you can see us live unedited and make mistakes and have awkward silence because both JB and Danny like to be on their phones.
Which is like you ramble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. We
It's not
like to
about
let you
rambling.
ramble.
I would like feedback as we talk about things.
Good job.
Yes.
Perfect. You can find us online in a bunch of different places. I highly recommend checking out our nice, tidy little Linktree account that we got. That link is linktr.ee/thisweekinmtg. That again is linktr.ee/thisweekinmtg. Click on that. You'll get all of our links to where you can find us: Discord, Moxfield, YouTube's podcast links and stuff like that. Nice place to find it. And you can hit us up there to give us feedback of any kind. And finally, I want to thank J-Dubs for sponsoring us. Now, do you guys have anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
Well,
Toodles.
that's all we got for you. We'll catch you guys
See ya.
next week.
Bye. I can't help it. The grass tickles my balls when I run.